Today in Hong Kong, labor unions are demanding action as temperatures soar. I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett. Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett here in Hong Kong.
First up, Hong Kong labor unions demand heat stroke prevention gear amid record temperatures. Earlier this month, the city hit unprecedented highs. We are talking heat that makes outdoor work genuinely risky. Unions are urging employers to provide heat stroke prevention equipment, including fan-cooled jackets, battery-powered coats with tiny fans that circulate air to cool the body. They also want heat stroke recognized as a statutory occupational disease. That means if you get heat stroke on the job, it is formally listed as work-related, making compensation simpler to claim. One note on cost. These jackets can run over 1,000 Hong Kong dollars each, roughly $128. Unions argue they are effective personal protective equipment, or PPE, the standard term for gear that reduces risk on the job. Recognizing heat stroke as an occupational disease could increase claims, which has financial implications for businesses and insurers.
Yeah, that hits different. I'm glad safety is front and center, but I'm also worried about who ends up paying. If a jacket costs more than 1,000 Hong Kong dollars, that's heavy for a delivery worker and for small contractors running tight margins. I could get behind targeted support, like subsidies during red and black heat alerts. Those are the city's highest warning levels. Make it easier for small firms to gear up their crews so the cost doesn't fall on workers and so corners aren't cut.
Why do you think the push is peaking right now?
Record heat is the spark. When temps break new records, policy catches up. Also, once you define heat stroke as work-related, it creates a clear duty for prevention. That's when gear, training, and rest breaks become standard rather than optional. All right, let's roll on. Next up, Hong Kong defends Tiananmen Vigil verdict amidst Western criticism. Authorities here pushed back at statements from Western governments after a court convicted leaders of the Hong Kong Alliance in support of patriotic democratic movements of China for inciting subversion. Quick context: the Alliance was the group that organized the annual Tiananmen Square Vigil. It has since disbanded. The court emphasized that attempts to undermine the leadership of the Communist Party of China, that is the ruling party of mainland China, could amount to a subversion offense under national security law. An insightful angle here is the tension between Hong Kong's legal framework and Western expectations about free expression and assembly. A surprising line from the ruling noted the country's constitution does not permit Western-style democracy, meaning multi-party competitive elections as practiced in places like the US or UK.
That's heavy. My concern is how this lands globally. When a court talks about subversion, which in plain terms is activity seen as trying to overthrow or seriously undermine the state, people outside Hong Kong often hear that as a direct limit on dissent. The optics, or how it looks to the world, can affect international confidence, from universities to businesses. I get that national security is the legal frame. Still, the chilling effect on civil society feels real. Why highlight the Constitution not allowing Western-style democracy in a local ruling, though? What's the purpose there?
I read it as the court setting boundaries. It is saying certain political goals fall outside the accepted order, so advocating them can cross into a national security offense, depending on the conduct. That is a legal posture, even if it jars with Western norms. Let's keep it moving.
Next up, Hong Kong police bust phishing scam. Arrest 2 men in a fraud estimated at 500,000 Hong Kong dollars. Police say the suspects rented a hotel room and used a modem pool. That's a device that can control many SIM cards at once to send large volumes of texts, plus 110 SIM cards and several phones. They posed as delivery company staff or online payment platform employees. Victims were tricked into calling a fake hotline, then transferring money to accounts the scammers controlled. More than 2,000 messages were blasted out. A scale play, high volume with a small percentage of replies, but a big payout if anyone bites. Phishing, just to define it, is when criminals impersonate a trusted brand to get you to give up money or personal information.
Wild how that works out. The tech stack here, even if basic, makes it industrial. One room, a modem pool, and a bucket of prepaid SIMs, and you can hammer the whole city. Be stricter with verification habits. If you get a text about a missed delivery, close it and check the official app or website instead. Never call a number sent by SMS that you did not request. That one step kills most of these plays. Here we go. Next one. Hong Kong customs foils endangered species smuggling in 2 busts. Officers seized 17 live turtles at the airport. They were hidden in socks inside a package declared as a jacket. In a separate case at the Lok Ma Chau spur line control point, the rail border crossing to the mainland, officers arrested a 21-year-old mainland Chinese woman carrying parrots and a sugar glider, which is a small nocturnal marsupial often kept as a pet, suspected to be endangered species. Customs noted smugglers keep inventing creative concealment methods. The estimated market value for the seized turtles alone was about 102,000 Hong Kong dollars.
That one gave me chills. Animals stuffed into socks in a box, that's a no-go for me. Protecting endangered species is not abstract. It is about cruelty, disease risks, and wiping out wild populations. I'd love to see more random screening on inbound parcels labeled as low-value clothing and tighter checks on live animal carriers at border points. For listeners who see suspicious listings online, report them. Cutting off demand matters. Last up, Beyblade battles boost Hong Kong mall sales amid a resurgent toy craze. Shopping centers are leaning into nostalgia. Places like Tuen Mun Town Plaza, the big mall in Tuen Mun, have turned open areas into base stadiums, the circular arenas where Beyblade tops battle. Shoppers who bring their Beyblades are even getting discounts. It's less about a hard sell and more about community vibes and shared interests drawing people in.
That's pretty cool, right? Retail has been rough, so using play to power foot traffic is smart. Host a tournament, kids spin their tops, parents grab snacks, and suddenly the whole place has energy. I could get behind more of this. Maker fairs, chess corners, even quick pop-up music sets. Give people a reason to hang out, and the receipts follow. Yeah, that checks out.
Thanks for tuning in to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett here in Hong Kong. Have a great day and join us again tomorrow.